Hello, everyone. Good evening. Yeah, it's really great to be with you this evening. I'm sure everyone can hear me. Okay. So please feel free to. Yeah, so I'm sure everyone can hear me. Please feel free to put your messages in the chat box. And also invite others in Telegram and also on Slack. Feel free to do that. So we'll be starting in a couple of minutes. Awesome. So I'm waiting to have other facilitators here with me on Zoom. So while we wait for them and wait for others to join us, I guess we can just kickstart the meeting for today. So maybe we'll start by everyone telling us where they're joining from. So please tell us where you're joining from. You can put your location as well as your country flag. If you're not here in Nigeria, please put your country flag and let's know where you're joining us from this evening. It's actually evening here in Nigeria, and I'm very aware that we have people from across the globe joining us here today. So by way of introduction, my name is Agama Jesobu, and I'm the founder of Moms Who Code. To have you all here today at this information session. This is our fourth cohort of the Digital Women Bootcamp, and actually our biggest cohort, and I'm really excited to see everyone here today. Welcome, Vivian. Hi, Ifoma, Chinyere, Ibere, good to have you here. It's really exciting to have you here today. So I have with me one of our facilitators for this bootcamp. His name is Jason. So Jason will be coming up live later. Welcome, Jason. And if you can, please turn on your camera. If it's okay with you, please turn on your camera so our participants can see you.
Good evening, ma. I will do that right now.
Okay. So just give 2 more minutes before I start my presentation. Hello, Abiba. Hello, Duru. And okay, sorry, there was a little network fluctuation, so I am back. And like I said, I'll start by sharing my screen. I'll just share a bit about Moms Who Code, what we do, and what you're to expect with this Digital Women Bootcamp. So I'll share my screen now. So let me know if you can actually see my screen. Jason, can you see my screen? Okay. So for the benefit of those watching online, so I'll just go through my presentation, and when I'm done, you'll be able to ask questions. So this is Moms Who Code, and you're all welcome to Moms Who Code today. This is an initiative that empowers women with in-demand and future-proof tech skills. So what's the Moms Who Code actually? So we're a virtual platform and a safe space providing training, mentorship, and community for ambitious women who seek to launch careers or build their careers in tech. So we do both Web 2 and Web 3. Like we all know, Web 3 is an evolving field, and it's something that all women should actually be able to actively participate in. So we're a community of women and moms who share a common interest, and the common interest is tech skills development. What we are trying to do is that we're trying to gain tech skills. We're coming together to learn together, to share resources, to network, to help each other, just to ensure that we are all growing professionally. And also for the purpose of those who actually are not in tech, but they are willing to get in tech, they are also very welcome to this space. And like you get to find out later, more about later, that's actually the focal point of the Digital Women Bootcamp. Now, we're community driven by peer support, mentor expertise, knowledge sharing, and mutual goal for women's empowerment through digital technology. What's our mission? Our mission is to promote the entry, retention, and advancement of women in tech driven careers. Now, what are the key objectives? What are we doing? Why are we here? Now, the key objectives are as follows: to equip women, especially mothers, with tech skills needed to launch and sustain careers in tech and or emerging technologies, to equip non-techie professional women and moms seeking to pivot to technical roles, to provide support for moms returning to tech workforce after career breaks. Now, we know that there are women who actually took out time to raise their families, who took out time to give birth to their children and just say, okay, let me use the first 10 years of my marital life and just have children. And when I'm done, I can now return back to the workforce. There are women like that, and we are here offering our community as a shoulder of support for these women to say, look, whenever you're ready to get back into the tech workforce, we are here for you to give you the support that you need. Another objective is to provide technical training for more women, especially moms who need to upskill for their job roles. Let's say you're working maybe as a systems analyst, and after some time you decide to pivot to a different job role, and you need to upskill to be able to do that. You're welcome here. We're here for you, trying to give you the support that you need to actually grow yourself in terms of the skill that you need for your job roles. Now, lastly, but not the least definitely, is to equip women, especially moms, with digital literacy skills for work and life. Now, there are different categories of women when it comes to tech skills. There are women who are digital savvy, and there are women who really don't know much about digital literacy. They really cannot really use digital tools, like the simplest digital tools. Some women find it hard to actually use them. You find out that some children even know how to use some tools better than their parents. So for those categories of women, we also are here for them to say, when you're ready, we are here for you to give you the support that you need to be equipped with these digital literacy skills, because digital literacy skills are actually very vital at this point of the world's evolution. So why do we do this? Why do we do this? How did this come about? Now, if you look at the statistics, according to the National Bureau of Statistics, of course, so we find that we have about 22% of women, as opposed to 78% of men who are actually actively playing in the tech space. Now, this drop rate comes to when girls go from secondary school to universities. You find out that you have 20% of female as opposed to 80% of young men in technology inclined classrooms in universities. Why is this so? This is actually a problem, because if we have less of women actually taking up these STEM courses, then we know that at the end of the day, we're going to have more men actually playing actively in the tech space, which is not healthy, because you cannot have one half of the population actually lagging behind when it comes to technology. And this is the half of the population that's actually expected to actually raise children, especially in a society like us, where women are actually kind of saddled with the responsibility of raising children. Do we want to have women who are really not savvy tech-wise, or do we want to have women who can really not encourage their girl child to go into technology because they too really don't know much about it? Do we want to have women who are discouraged from taking mathematics or taking physics or taking chemistry and not able to support their children when it gets to the point where they have to provide the support for the next generation of young girls? So percentage of women leaving tech field. Now, this is actually, this statistic is not actually from Africa. This statistic is from America. Now, find out that we have about 27.3 of men leaving the tech field, as opposed to 72.7. And what is the reason for this? This is mainly due to women wanting to build families or begin to raise their families as they progress to a certain age. And when this time comes and some of them are not able to cope with the challenges that come with their workplaces, that come with the responsibilities in the home front, you find out that women actually kind of drop out, and for some, they're actually stagnated. They're not able to move forward because the tech space is more like a space where you have to continue learning. And if you're not learning consistently, it's very easy to get stagnated. And with stagnation, you also find out that stagnation, not only in the form of, say, promotion, but also stagnation in the terms of earnings, like how much will a woman be able to earn if she's not actually growing technically, professionally. Now, what do we bring as Moms Who Code? What do we bring forward? We bring incubation, we bring jobs, we bring community. These are some of the benefits that we want women who come to Moms Who Code to be able to benefit from us. Now, what's our target beneficiaries? Who are our target beneficiaries? We look at women between the ages of 22 to 45. And I dare say the 45 there is not written in stone. It's just me thinking at the beginning of the whole Moms Who Code. And by the way, we're 2 years on September 8th, which was 2 days ago. We actually have been here for 2 years. Now, we look at age between 22 and 45. That's like the age where most women begin to think of raising families and all that. And I know this is changing, but right now, this is what the stats say. And we're saying, so if they get to this age and they begin to raise families, and at the same time, they also ambitious and want to achieve a lot, they don't necessarily have to give up one for the other. We're here to support them. And what's gender? It's actually women. So this brings us to the Digital Women Bootcamp. It's a project by Moms Who Code. It's partnership driven, it's donor funded, and it's a volunteer driven program. It means that most of our facilitators are volunteers. The funding that we use, they're actually gotten from donors and partners who actually believe in the mission of Moms Who Code and what we're trying to do with the Digital Women Bootcamp. Now, it's actually designed to raise more awareness about digital technologies, encourage the entry of more women into tech careers, as well as provide an avenue for women tech professionals to upskill towards relevance and increase earnings. And our goal is to be able to reach 10,000 women by Q4 in the year 2025. Now, this, our current partners and sponsors, so there's one that's not here actually. Data Camp has been very generous to have given us license to their educational platform. Tech Impact Club has also been very generous. They have given us 3 cycles of grants to run the Digital Women Bootcamp since 2021. And Unit Masters, of course, is an educational partner, which we'll be talking about much later. Now, project overview. What do you expect from the Digital Women Bootcamp? The program runs, training actually takes place in 6 weeks, for a period of 6 weeks. And these are our current learning tracks, as you can see on the screen. Now, what's the curriculum like? What curriculum are we using? Now, for those who have come into data analysis and data science, we are going to be using Data Camp for you. For those interested in user interface and user experience design, it's going to be Figma. We're going to focus primarily on Figma. You're going to be learning how to design user interface, create kind of go through the user research part of it, how to come up with wireframes, and also how to prototype and all that, which are skills that are very relevant to you as an aspiring user interface and user experience designer. So there's Figma, there's Adobe XD and others, but we are focusing on Figma for our bootcamp. Now, in terms of design, we work with Canva. So Canva is a software as a service. It's an online tool used to design graphic images that businesses and organizations can use to tell their digital stories. kind of to pass on messages to their audience. Now we chose Canva because we see it as it has a very low barrier to entry, in that with Canva, you already have templates that you can adopt to actually begin to design stuff. So you really don't have to like start from the scratch learning tools that are more complicated. So once you have like the fundamental knowledge of using this, you can now go on maybe after this bootcamp to learn even more complex tools. For digital storytelling, we have various tools which you'll be learning about. For those coming for programming, you are either here for Python or you are here for JavaScript. For those for web beginners, you'll be learning HTML and CSS on platforms like FreeCodeCamp, Microsoft Learn. And for cloud computing, we're focusing on Azure and other tools and other platforms rather. So now what's our mode of communication to you? Our mode of communication is mainly through emails and Slack. That's the official mode of communication. If we have anything to tell you, we'll communicate to you via Slack or via email for general information. Now, mode of instruction. The live class is going to hold via Microsoft Teams, but a lot of us must have gotten invite link to connect to their groups on Microsoft Teams. This actually requires you to have an Outlook account. So I dropped a video tutorial on Slack, which I believe a lot of us have gone through to help you kind of onboard to Microsoft Teams. You'll also be able to use Telegram groups for pair collaboration. So if you have anything you want to talk about, you can talk about it on Telegram or even on Slack. But for your live classes, you're going to be using Microsoft Teams. Now, in terms of workshop sessions, so every week we'll have one workshop sessions and we'll provide you the different topics. So topics will range from how to stand out on platforms like LinkedIn, how to what are the benefits of community, how can you leverage community to actually grow your skills as a newbie in tech and stuff like that. So we'll have different workshops that will be delivered by experts across the world. Now, this is my profile, and I have some of my facilitators here with me who are volunteers and who will be helping out to actually, facilitate classes, and then very soon they will be here to kind of talk to you and also answer any questions that you might have. So this is how I end my presentation. I'll be waiting to answer any questions that you have. So you can drop your questions on the chat on YouTube so I can read them out. So if you have any question, please drop it on the YouTube live so I can take your question. Let's know what questions you have, please. So while we're waiting, Jason, do you have anything to say? Please feel free to turn on your camera if you want to say anything. So to connect to the Slack platform, actually you got an invite. Please check your mail. Please check your mail for the invite to Slack. Just search for Slack in your mailbox and you find it. The link is there. Otherwise, please contact us via Telegram and just let us know you haven't been able to get onto Slack and provide your email address. Now, Telegram and Slack. Telegram is where you can collaborate with your fellow track mates, your learning partners, those that are doing the same track with you. Slack is where we would send you all the the official information that you need to know. We'll send via Slack. We will also post some documents via Slack. We'll send you information via your email as well. You would use Microsoft Teams for collaboration with your facilitators. When it comes to what time are the live sessions? Now, the live session will actually hold as per your arrangement. But normally, we try to hold these live sessions. Every evening, so that we can give room for those who may have some responsibilities and those that are working who may not be able to attend during the day, because we really want people to kind of participate in the classes. How many times a week does the live class hold? So you have your live classes minimum twice every week. You have your live class minimum twice every week. Now, are there any financial implications? No, there are no financial implications. It's actually free of cost. I didn't get an invite for the Microsoft team. So if you didn't get an invite for the Microsoft team, please send me a message on Telegram or on Slack. Are we allowed to take 2 different courses like data analysis and programming? So as a data analyst, you're expected to have some knowledge of programming in Python. So expect that as part of your curriculum for data analysis, you would also be learning Python programming language. So you don't have to take those 2 tracks because programming with Python is actually included in your curriculum. The class on Teams will usually hold in the evenings. It will usually hold in the evenings. Timetable for the weekly classes will be provided to you. So you have the timetable for the weekly classes. They'll be provided to you by your facilitator. And to actually make this very easy for most people, I think you also have a say in what time the class holds and what day of the week the class will hold. We're flexible, but at the same time, we also encourage everyone to kind of follow up and attend classes. Okay, you'll get your timetable from your facilitator once you start the program. Yes, there is a capstone project. Adeola, yes, there is capstone project. You'll be able to take a capstone project. That's your crowning project for this bootcamp. So Data Camp actually is a platform where those that are taking data analysis and data science will find materials they can study. So you really don't have to wait for your facilitators to provide materials for you. Yes, for UI UX class, we don't only do user interface, we also do user experience. Yes, there will be assignments, there will be weekly assignments we expect you all to take. So yes, you can change your mind and move to another class, but you have to do that within the first 1 week. You have to do that within the first 1 week. After that, you won't be able to change your track. You would have the classes on Teams. So now we're going to compile these questions and also kind of provide answers to them for you. So please keep dropping your questions. Yes, the certificate at the end of the program. So drop your questions and we will answer. So thank you all so much for joining, and see you on Slack, everyone. So bye.